Hi everybody, Aazam here, your transformation coach and founder of Heal the Heart. I empower you to achieve mental and emotional clarity, find your purpose, and take actions toward living the life that you've always dreamed. This is another video from the Bits of Inspiration series where women come together to share their stories with the hope that they inspire and empower other women to live the life that they have dreamed of and they want to live. Today, I would like to welcome Sari
Sari Honig Tiffany.
And I know Sari for a long time. It's just sometimes the tongue doesn't twist. So Sari is here to share her story of how major life events impacts your life and forces you to change your plan, and how to navigate those breaks in the road or the path that we call life. A bachelor from UCLA in psychology. And also she is a retired hypnotherapist. So Sari, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us about you and share with us those major life events that kind of moved you on your path and to change direction and, from where you were planning to go initially.
Sure. Well, there's been a few. A lot of them started when I was much, much younger in my life, but those were much easier to navigate. But the big impacting life events were, I was married at 24 years old. At the time when I got married, I was a working woman. And like you said, I had a bachelor's degree from UCLA in psychology, and I was working. And when I got married, I continued to work, and I was very happily pregnant at 26 years old. And my husband, Howie, and I decided that I was going to become a stay-at-home mom. And I did that, and we went boom, 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 had 3 children in less than 4 years. So I was a very busy stay-at-home mom. And we had a printing company, and when my youngest child was 5 years old, we bought a second printing company. So while the kids were in school, I worked, and he took over the rest of the business, and life was just like roller skates. We had everything fine-toothed, very organized.
Living the life with love of your life and having your children and perfect conditions.
Smooth sailing. Yeah. Just everything worked out, perfectly. Well, when my husband was 42 years old and I was 41, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it was benign. So, cool, good news. And unfortunately, he had the surgery and contracted an infection while he was in surgery. And 3 months later, he passed away. And so...
And you were how old were you?
I was 41. And so at 41 years old, I was the single mother of a 10, 12, and 14-year-old. And it was a very precarious age for my children, and we now had a printing company, 2 printing companies, that he mostly ran himself with our employees. And I didn't know the nitty-gritty of the business. He did all that. And with him passing away went all of the information that was important for running the business. About a year and a half after he passed away, I decided to close that business. And thank God, knock on wood, my children did very, very well. And I had learned, it took a lot to learn because I was a very independent woman, to bring on the help of friends, family, to really help me navigate through this huge loss. And that was a really big learning lesson to have them come on board and help me.
Because we cannot do everything by ourselves.
Right.
Your support now was gone. You know,
Correct.
now you needed the village to come and help you, the
Correct.
community.
Correct. And then, so that was the first of the really big, you know, impacting life events of my adult life. And but then when my youngest son was 16 or 17, I can't remember exactly. Here I am, you know, whatever, 45, 46 years old, and I decided that I was going to get back to my psychology roots, and I went to hypnotherapy school.
Okay.
And I did get my certification. I opened my practice, and I loved practicing hypnotherapy. It opened up many, many doors to me. I met many, many wonderful people. And the biggest life-opening event for me when I had my practice is I met my future husband.
Oh.
And the next great love of my life. He happened to be at a business networking group, and his business was 1 block north of mine, and that's where I met him. We dated for 11 years.
Long term.
11 years, and we finally were married last October.
I know. Congratulations.
Thank you. But anyway, back to my hypnotherapy career. So I opened my practice in 2004, and like I said, it was fabulous. I ended up through being a hypnotherapist, I was able to volunteer with veterans in a hospice situation. My main focus of my career was working with clients who had medical issues, which was always very close to my heart. And I also worked in a corporate setting, helping the employees there reach their career goals. So all 3 of those were just fabulous. But unfortunately, I had a worsening of a medical condition that I have. And that happened around September of 2012. And then in July of 2013, it was recommended by my doctors that I take a permanent medical leave.
So another twist in the road.
A really big twist in the road. I actually get chills when I think about it. It was pretty life-shattering at the time. Because I worked really, really hard to build my practice and to go back to school and study, and I loved every single part of my work that I did. But that was my true passion of my life in my work, and it was gone. And so I stopped working. But interestingly, now that it's been 13, it's coming up on almost 6 years, 5.5 years, people come up to me from nowhere. So I think that once you're a caregiver in one field, you end up being a caregiver in life. People just seem to find you. And that's just something that I'm learning.
We have talked in these last few videos that, finding your purpose and your passion becomes, is your purpose, the universe calling you to do that work.
Right.
And as I've known you for a few years now, and I've noticed that you are doing the work that you did before in different capacities, and making a huge difference in the life of those you're working with, or they come across your path. And they trust you because you come from this place of love, and you're true and authentic to what you do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And that was one of the things I was going to say as well, is that you were put across my path as well on this journey of life, and us working together. And people out there may not know, but Aazam studied with one of my mentors at the College of Hypnotherapy, where we both had the same mentor. And that's why she's so amazing at life coaching, because she has learned from the best as well. And I think we were naturally drawn together. And we have both volunteered for the same,
violence,
for the domestic violence shelter. And I have been thrilled to take a workshop from her, and we're in a women's group together that she leads. And I have just, such admiration for the work that she does.
So, what is your hope for people who are listening and watching these videos to get out of this conversation? What is your message to them?
Okay, will you allow me to read?
Oh, of course.
I actually wrote what I would really like you all to get from hearing this message from me. And definitely gratitude is one of them. I'm grateful for everything that comes my way. But my main message is that the human spirit is resilient. I'm no one special. Every person has the ability to overcome terrible circumstances. And I know that my circumstances are certainly not the worst. There are far worse conditions in this world. Additionally, there's a poem, and it's called "I Still Would Have Chosen You" by Terry Banish. And the final stanzas of the poem say, "If he told me the soul would make tears flow from your eyes that could fill a river, I still would have chosen you. If he told me all that you know to be normal would drastically change, I still would have chosen you. Of course, even though I would have chosen you, I know it was God who chose me for you." And with that said, I believe that this journey that I've been on has been one chosen by God. I feel blessed that I have had my first love of my life, Howie, who I believe is still with Scott and me and my children and my granddaughter. I'm equally blessed to have the careers that I had, for which that I learned so much and met so many fabulous, loving people. I do have health challenges, but I'm blessed that they helped me learn patience for myself and others, as well as strength and humility. I'm blessed that I've been gifted with my last great love of my life, my husband Scott. I will forever be grateful for him and bringing in another child to love, my stepdaughter Kelsey. And my road continues, my journey continues. I'm sure it will be winding. It's going to be nice if there were no more breaks.
I know.
But I'm sure that's not possible, because this is life and resilience shall prevail. There's always going to be much happiness along my journey. And I know when I have Aazam with me, and she's here to help all the time. And that's really my message for everybody. Just gratitude and resilience. I think that is just really what helps us along the path that we're on.
And understanding that you said in the last couple of sentences that this is life. There is no one person in this world who goes through life without facing any type of challenges. Right. Whether small or large, it is how we deal with those challenges and how we push through them that make us the person we are today. Everything that happened in the past is not defining you. Correct. It is helping you to grow and deal with the next stage of life. Correct. So push through those challenges and understand that you have the power to do so. You're a strong person and you will get through this. This shall pass, as they say, well. And it will.
It really, really will. And if it doesn't pass, you'll be okay with whatever it is you're still living with. It's just being resilient with whatever you're holding, you
Exactly.
need to be with to keep going.
Exactly. You learn how to work through that.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sari,
Thank you
for
for
being
having
here.
me.
I really appreciate your wisdom.
Yeah.
And if you have a story you would like to share, contact me at Aazam Irilian at healtheheart.com. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.